Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Investigation. I'm Mike, the founder and lead investigator of Elite Investigations here in the heart of Billings, Montana. Over the past few weeks, we've delved deep into some truly riveting cold cases, uncovering secrets hidden beneath the surface and shedding light on the mysteries that often go unnoticed. In our last episode, we explored the perplexing 1977 murder of a local prostitute, Ruth Ballou, unraveling a web of emotion and unexpected connections. It was a reminder that every case tells a story, and sometimes those stories are more complex than they appear. Before that, we tackled the suspicious circumstances surrounding a cold case murder of a husband and wife back in 1924 in their place of business, a local barber shop that had the entire community in fear. The twists and turns kept us on our toes, and as we pieced together the puzzle, one clue at a time. Well, let's not forget our first episode, where we investigated a cold case that had haunting two families for decades. The emotional weight of that investigation was immense, and it reinforced why I started Elite Investigations in the first place, to bring closure, justice, and understanding to those in need. Here at Elite Investigations, we pride ourselves on our relentless pursuit of the truth. With my team of dedicated professionals, we approach each case with integrity and a keen eye for detail. Whether it's a missing persons, a fraud case, or uncovering the truth behind a cheating spouse, we are committed to finding the answers. So as we dive into today's episode, get ready for a captivating journey into a world of murder and mystery. Pour yourself a cup of coffee or your favorite drink. Sit back, stay curious, and let's uncover the truth together as we embark on today's episode of Behind the Investigation. Welcome back to our True Crime series. I'm your host, Mike, with Elite Investigations here in Billings. Today we are diving into a tragic and chilling case that shook the community of Billings, Montana in September of 1978. A young 21-year-old woman named Marcia Lynn Helgeson was found murdered out on Alkali Creek Road, just outside the city limits. The news of Marcia's murder sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. Her nude body was discovered in the weeds near the end of a driveway on Alkali Creek Road, a scene that would haunt the residents of Billings. At the time, the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office confirmed that Marcia died from multiple stab wounds. The investigation began when the homeowner called the Sheriff's Office to report the grim discovery. Once detectives from the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene, they treated this homicide case with due diligence. The scene was processed meticulously, with deputies collecting evidence and making plaster casts of tracks. The Sheriff's Office priority remains finding the person or persons responsible for this heinous crime. Authorities believe that Marcia was likely killed at the location where her body was found. A knife was recovered at the scene and logged into evidence as a potential murder weapon. Charles R. Skillen, the undersheriff at the time, stated that there were notable injuries to Marcia's face, and besides the stab wounds, there were other signs of violence on her body. The cold case unit is urging anyone with information about Marcia's activities on the night of her murder to come forward. They need to piece together her movements, who was she with, where was she, and any small detail could be crucial to their investigation. Marcia Helgeson was described as a vibrant young woman with dreams and ambitions. Working as a cook at Dairy Queen in Billings, she was known for her friendly demeanor and dedication to her job. Her employers spoke highly of her, stating she was a pleasant person who got along with everyone. He said it was heartbreaking to think that something like this could happen to such a nice girl. Reports indicated that Marsha was last seen leaving work on Friday evening after picking up her paycheck, which was about $90. She spent some time at home with her sister until around about 8:30, after which she left in her sister's car. Authorities are eager for information on her whereabouts after that time, highlighting the importance of every detail in solving this case. Detectives are particularly interested in speaking with individuals who were seen with Marsha at the 17 bar on the night before she was murdered. For those of you from Billings know that the bar has changed names several times over the years, and now it's called Club Lux. Witnesses reported seeing her with 3 men and a woman. Although there is currently no evidence linking them directly to the crime, the cold case unit believes they may have information that could assist in the investigation. The detectives have interviewed over 350 people in connection with Marsha's murder, but are still seeking to speak with 4 individuals seen with her at the 17 bar. One witness reported seeing Marsha visiting with a woman in the bar between 9:30 and 10. Another witness observed her sitting with a male in a parked car shortly before midnight. And remember, back in 1977, the bars didn't have surveillance video like most do now. Around 1 a.m., she was seen leaving the bar with 2 men. These encounters are crucial as they may hold the key to unlocking the mystery surrounding her death. Detectives have tried various methods to extract information from potential witnesses, including polygraph tests and hypnosis. They even created a sketch of a woman who may have been seen with Marsha at the restaurant shortly before her death, yet it remains uncertain if this is the right person or not. So what do we know so far? We know that detectives believe that sometime after 8:30 p.m., Marsha went out to the 17 bar. She was there most of the night. She was seen talking with several people, as one does when they're out at a busy bar. She was also seen in a car parked in the back parking lot talking to a male subject. She then left the bar sometime after midnight and possibly went to grab something to eat at Sambo's restaurant, which is now known as Stella's. From there, the suspect or suspects took her out onto Alkali Creek Road, and she was stripped naked, beaten, and stabbed to death. They left the murder weapon, a knife, next to her body. Detectives estimate the time of death between 2:30 and 3:30 a.m. The car she was driving, borrowed from her sister, was found still parked in the 17 bar parking lot that next morning. An autopsy done at the Montana State Crime Lab confirmed that Marsha died of multiple stab wounds to the torso, her face, and she was badly beaten. And officers reported other injuries on her body. The brutal crime left the community in shock and mourning, as friends and family struggled to understand how such violence could touch their lives. Notably, Marsha was the second murder victim in Billings within a week, amplifying the fear and concern in the community. Marsha's life was tragically cut short, and the search for her killer continues. Authorities are urging anyone with information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, to come forward and contact the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit at 406-256-2929. Marsha's murder not only impacted her family and friends, but also sent ripples of fear throughout Billings. Residents who once felt safe in their community began to question their surroundings. The tight-knit nature of this town meant that Marsha's story was not just one of loss, but also a reminder of the fragility of life. Community vigils were held in her honor, where residents gathered to remember Marsha and support her family. Local news outlets covered the story extensively, keeping the case alive in the minds of the public. The hope was that someone, somewhere, might have the information needed to bring justice to Marsha's family. Let's go out to some of the locations of Marsha's last whereabouts. Welcome. What was the 17 Bar back in 1978, a location deeply tied to the tragic case of Marsha Lynn Helgeson. On the night of September 8th, 1978, Marsha was seen socializing here with a group of friends and reportedly leaving with a man. Witnesses' accounts describe her enjoying the evening, but the details surrounding her interactions remain unclear. As we stand here today, we urge anyone who might recall anything about that night, whether it's a conversation, a glimpse of her companion, or even the feeling that something was off. Please come forward. Every piece of information, no matter how small, could help shed light on the mystery surrounding Marsha's fate. This community deserves answers, and so does Marsha's family. We're now at Sambo's Restaurant, which is now known as Stella's, another significant location in Marsha's story. On the evening of her murder, she dined here after leaving the 17 Bar with possibly an unknown female companion. The police created a sketch of this unidentified woman, hoping to locate her for questioning, but unfortunately, she has never been found. If you recognize the sketch or have any details about Marsha's visit at this restaurant that night, please reach out. Your insight could be the missing link that brings justice to Marsha and her grieving family. We've now traveled out to Alkali Creek Road, where Marsha's body was tragically discovered, found hidden in the weeds at the entrance to this driveway. This location serves as a haunting reminder of the violence that took her life. The investigation revealed that Marsha suffered multiple stab wounds, and a knife was found at the scene, logged into evidence as the potential murder weapon. As we stand here, it's vital to remember that this case remains unsolved. Authorities are still actively seeking information, and every detail shared can lead to new insight. Now let's head over to Marsha's final resting place. We're out here at Mount View Cemetery. Standing here, it's a solemn reminder of a life taken far too soon. Marsha was only 21 years old, filled with dreams and aspirations. And her untimely death has left a lasting impression on her family and the community. As we honor her memory here, let us reflect on the importance of justice. Marsha's loved ones continue to seek answers, and search for her killer remains a priority. If you have any information about her case, please come forward. By sharing what you know, you contribute to the hope of resolving this heart-wrenching tragedy. Marsha deserves to be remembered, not just for her tragic end, but for the vibrant life that she lived. Now let's go back to the studio. Welcome back to the studio. Marsha's grave is marked with a simple yet poignant headstone, a testament to the life she lived and the dreams that were cut short. In that moment, I couldn't help but reflect on the impact her life had on those who knew her and the broader Billings community. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of justice, not just for Marsha, but for every victim whose story remains unresolved. Visiting Marsha at the cemetery and standing there, surrounded by the serene beauty of the cemetery, it struck me just how precious and fleeting life can be. It allowed me to connect with Marsha's memory in a profound way. I felt the weight of the unresolved questions lingering in the air, reminding us that her story is not just a historical account, it's a call to action for anyone who may hold the key to justice. As we continue to explore the details surrounding her case, let's remember that behind every statistic is a person, a family, a community deeply affected by loss. Marsha deserves to be remembered not only how she died, but for the life she lived and the love she shared. I want to thank you for joining me in this episode of our True Crime series. If you found this episode meaningful, please share it with others to help spread awareness. And remember to like and subscribe to our social media channels for more content like this. And as always, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next video.